Hello my fiery friends, welcome to another awesome and fiery fun stream. I'm your host the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. So, we had originally a slight delay because we were supposed to get started around 1, but the internet pooped out for just a little bit, so I kind of had to take care of a couple things. But thankfully it looks like we're back up and running just the same. So, what exactly are we going to be playing today? Well, I'm glad you asked. So without further ado, let's just jump into right now. I'll kind of explain it to you as we go along. So we're going to jump in right now. Okay, where are we at here? Awesome. Okay, great. So, without further ado, we're going to be playing, of course, in the Brawl format. We're going to continue to try to make, I guess I'll just say it right now, we're going to try to see if we can make still a couple of these Omenpaths decks work a little bit longer. I know. Originally I said last week, I kind of lost all interest in these cards. There are a couple of nice little gems here and there, but in all honesty, though, it's just been kind of difficult. So I think the better option I've been learning is just kind of try to work with more of the non-spider cards. And honestly, that's where we're at today. So there was a card that I thought was kind of really cool when it pops off, and it's going to be here, Druneth, Reviver of the Hive. I think this is, what is this? This is the Jackal in Spider-Man? I don't know. Again, if you figure it out in paper, please let me know. Otherwise, this is actually going to be what we're building around today. And of course, this should lead us right into the midweek magic event a little bit through later on in the stream. For now, however, we'll play the budget version that you're going to see right here. I believe the budget version that we put together today is, what is that, about $66? So $66, 15 rares. That's not too bad, at least for a deck like this. Of course, later on in the stream, we will go all out, of course, and we'll make a much more stronger build once we get to the midweek magic event. So that's where we're going to be looking at for today. But until then, let's go ahead and explain to you how this is all going to work. So, like as always, we'll go over the stats of the deck real quick. We'll then explain to you every single aspect and card in the deck. And then we'll play as many matches as we can. For the non-budget version later on, we'll also show you a little bit about that as well. And then once we get to near the end of the stream, we'll kind of do a quick little wrap-up and overview about how we did so far. So, let's go ahead and talk about the stats of the deck first. Because longtime viewers of the channel know how we do it. We have to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So, copy and paste is going to be a Simic deck of blue and green. Average mana curve is going to be about 2.3. We'll be rocking 34 creatures in the deck. We have 17 instants, 9 sorceries, 5 artifacts, 6 enchantments, 1 single planeswalker, and 32 lands. Okay, so, as I mentioned before, we're going to be doing, of course, Druneth, Reviver of the Hive. So, from the Omenpaths here, this is a legendary creature, human scientist villain. Sorry, I don't mean to ramble a little bit more, but the villain thing really was a mistake for the Spider-Man set. Honestly, it really, I don't know what they're going to be doing with it. Because, like, they mentioned now, was it Ninja Turtles also? I mean, they have villains in there, but they're not using the villain type there. I don't know. It's all over the place. Any case, sorry, I'm just gonna not try to ramble, at least not yet, maybe later on in the stream. But let's go ahead and talk about the card again. So Druneth here, Reviver of the Hive, Simic, i.e. green and blue. It's a 1/1 human scientist villain with trample, and it says whenever you cast a creature spell with a mana value of Druneth's equal to Druneth's power, you can copy that spell and then accept the copy isn't legendary. Then put +1/+1 counters on Druneth. The copy will become a token, of course. So to get an idea of how this is all going to work, you're going to have to also be aware of the I guess you could say the math, because honestly, there have been a couple times where I try to play this card correctly, and I end up getting myself wrecked because I didn't count correctly what you're supposed to do. So again, as it says, excuse me. Anyway, as it was saying, so with the copying, remember that again, whenever you cast a creature spell with a mana value equal to Druneth's power, so in other words, for a 1/1 right now, if we cast, say, for example, say an Arboreal Grazer, we will get a copy of that with using Druneth here, and then put a +1/+1 counter. Therefore, if we do it again, that means we would be able to copy something with a mana value of 2. So, for example, Paradise Druid, once it has 2 counters or has a power of 2, then we can copy the Paradise Druid. So I figured, what's the best way we can kind of take advantage of this and kind of manipulate things to get more counters off of Druneth on a budget? Well, the best way I was realizing that was we're going to utilize some Hydras. We actually haven't played really much with Hydras, so I think this was probably the best way we can do this. So with Hydras here using Druneth, with the X ability with most of the Hydras, that should be able to help us kind of sculpt out exactly how the mana value you want to get with Druneth here, and also getting extra copies. According to the rules also, which also makes this actually a really fun commander because of that, with Hydras, since you're adjusting the mana value and you're going to make a copy of it, the copies also will enter with +1/+1 counters. So that's actually going to be perfect for us to ensure that we can get not only 1, but 2 Hydras off, and then hopefully we can start mounting a bunch of extra +1/+1 counters using Druneth here. But again, you got to remember to make sure you adjust that. So for example here, if Druneth here is still a 1/1, you're going to get no value if you try to do a Nyxborn Hydra, because even if you cast it for that X equaling 1, it's technically now going to be a mana value of 2, so you will not get a copy of that. So that means you got to have to be very careful as to how you want to adjust that as the game progresses. But now that we have that out of the way, and hopefully all of you are not too confused by my over explanation of things, let's go over now the cards themselves. So in the 1-drop slot, we have Wizard's class here. No maximum hand size, level 2. Draw 2 cards. Level 3, whenever we draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature we control. So this is going to help us, again, pump up our Hydras, pop up Druneth, whatever we need to get value. Rapid hybridization here. One of our few spot removals for the deck in blue here, but it's actually really sweet for us, just blowing up whatever we need to. Leaving behind a green frog lizard creature token as a 3/3. Not a huge deal for us because we have big creatures anyway with our counters. Slip out the back here is going to be mostly emergency panic button for Druneth here, so if we want to avoid getting exiled, if we want to avoid getting destroyed, phase out the creature and put a +1/+1 counter on whatever we want to. Wash away here, great counter spell for us, just blow away usually a commander coming in for 1 mana, so really sweet for us. Haywire Might here, when it dies, gain 3 life. You can sacrifice it later on to exile a non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment, so great for us for hate. If we can get another copy of this with Druneth here, that's even more value for us. Boreal Grazer here, simple cute little sloth beast. When it enters, just put a land from our hand onto the battlefield tap, so great for ramping. Bushwhack here helps us dig out a land, or you can use it as a fight spell. Crop Rotation, a brand new card, of course, that was recently added in from one of the last anthologies here, and a very powerful one. Sacrifice one of our lands to pull out any land we want onto the battlefield. So this can at least help us step up what we need to kind of keep ramping. Elvish Mystic here, one of our Mana Dorks. Go forth here again, digging on a basic land, or give it a +2/+2 pump to a creature. Hardened Scales here, one of our premier creatures here that can really help us out with the game plan here. If one or more +1/+1 counters will be put on a creature we control, put that many +1/+1 counters that are put on it instead, so we can start adding up even more counters quickly. Land of War Elves, another one of our Mana Dorks. Snakeskin Deal is going to be here for protection purposes, and also gives a +1/+1 counter, which is relevant for our deck. Thirsting Roots here helps us either dig out a basic land or we can proliferate. So that is kind of like a small sub-theme to the deck. We have some cards in here that can help us with proliferation. Anytime we can proliferate, that means we can put an extra counter on all of our permanents. So that's actually great for us to pump up the team. Vastwood Fortification here, it can either be a tap land in a pinch, or it can put it as a +1/+1 counter on a creature. We have also Mockingbird here, so this also can help us not only clone another creature we can do, i.e. the copy and paste, if you will, but also you can use this, of course, on top of Druneth here to get a lot of extra value with the bird and making even more copies of our creatures. Feral Hydra here, Hydra Beast, it enters with an X amount of +1/+1 counters, however you want to pay for it, and then for 3 mana, put another +1/+1 counter on the creature. We have also Nyxborn Hydra here. You can either use this as an enchantment, as bestowing, or just, again, it enters with an X amount of +1/+1 counters on it. So the enchanted creature, however, also will get +1/+1 counters for each counter on it for this aura, it also gives it reach and trample. Ooh, that was kind of confusing there to explain. Wildwood Scourge here, another one of our Hydras that we like here. It enters with an X amount, again, pay whatever you need to, and whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on another non-Hydra creature, we can also put more counters on the Scourge. So great for us. Ren's Run Hydra here. Also, again, another Hydra with reach. This enters with X amount of +1/+1 counters, or you can use this to reinforce, i.e. discard the card and then pay the amount to put the counters on something else instead. In the 2-drop slot here, we have Experimental Augury here, one of our few cards that can allow us to dig 3 cards deep, but a reason why we want this, of course, is just for the proliferation. Mana Leak is now going to be, of course, legal in Arena, so we're going to take advantage of this counter spell by countering a spell, unless our controller pays 3. Negate here, another staple for countering non-creature spells. Serum Snare here, this can help us bounce back a non-land permanent we don't want to deal with here, but if its mana value is 3 or less, we can also proliferate to get more counters on things. Thrumming Bird here, a Phyrexian Bird Horror. This, whenever it deals combat damage, allows us again to proliferate to put more counters on things. We have Vinix Verbose Host. Did I say that correctly? I don't remember. Okay. Any case, this Homunculus has to start your engines. Once we get to max speed, of course, we can then draw additional cards anytime we draw a single card. But the reason why we want it in the deck is once we start getting our engine pieces going, we'll have a lot of extra value that we definitely want to hold on to, and we all, of course, don't want to throw away too many cards. Wild Rose Rebellion / Counterspell here, thanks to Final Fantasy. Counterspell is now going to be at a much more cheaper cost, so it is now budget friendly for us. Canker Bloom here, use it to either destroy artifacts, enchantments, or to simply proliferate when you need to at instant speed. Newfound Adventures here, i.e. Farseek, just helps us again with more ramping. into the north here, we have at least a couple of snowlands we can use this for to dig them out and then pull them onto the battlefield. Paradise Druids, another mana dork for us. Poison the Blade may look a little strange to the deck, but again, kind of using this as a pseudo combat trick, just to again just deal with something, giving our creature death touch, and then we can draw a card to replace itself. Pollen Bite Druid here, when it enters, either put a +1/+1 counter on a creature, or again, we can proliferate to pump up our team. Rampant Growth is here again for more ramp. Right, the Shoe Puff here, and this is going to be similar to Roaring Earth. Both of these have landfall. Anytime one land enters, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature we control. So we want these again to just pump up the team as much as possible. We have Smell Fear here, also helps us with proliferation, and then we can use this as a fight mechanic to take out whatever we want to. Tangled Fluorohedron, either it's going to be a mana dork or it's going to be a tap land. Double Major here, we can use this to copy a creature spell we control, except it isn't legendary if the spell is legendary. So this is actually going to be sweet for us. We can actually copy Druneth as you will, and imagine the amount of value you can do if you can get 2 Druneths to stick on the battlefield. Arcane Signet, because again, we are going to be trying to do multicolored stuff, so we want to ramp as much as possible. Voracious Hydra, when it enters, you can either choose to use it as a fight when it enters, or just double the amount of counters you add to the creature. In the 3-drop slot here, we have Hydroelectric Specimen here. Another one of our cards we've used many times here. It has Flash, and it enters. You can then redirect an instant or sorcery to this creature instead, or you can use that as a land. Reject Imperfection here. Not the best counter spell, but it still can help us out with what we're trying to do here. Counter a spell, and if the spell's value was 3 or less, we can proliferate. Sacred of Stupor, another one of our Tempos cards here. We can either use it as a land, or again, just use it to bounce back a spell or non-land permanent to our opponent's hand. Animus Might, another one of our ways we can also use this to deal some damage and spot removal to a creature. Mulligan Recovery here, great staple for us, either as a tap land, or you can use it to just bring back a card from our graveyard to our hand. Carnivorous Canopy here, it's going to be again for proliferation purposes we want it, but ideally you can also use it to either destroy an artifact, enchantment, or a creature with flying. Clifftop Lookout here, Frog Scout, also helps us with ramping. When it enters, just keep going through your deck until you get a land. Any land works, and then put it onto the battlefield tapped. Entish Restoration, you'll notice here again we're still doing some more ramping. Sacrifice a land to dig up 2 basic lands to put them onto the battlefield. However, if we control a creature with power 4 or greater, you can also pull out 3 instead of 2. Evolution Sage here, we are going to be utilizing, of course, landfall quite a bit in the deck. Now, of course, we want to use proliferation, so again, great staple for our deck. Reclamation Sage here, Elf Shaman, when it enters, just destroy an artifact or enchantment. Also, this be hilarious to then just copy extras of. Retreat to Kazandu here, so landfall again. We can either use it to help us stabilize with life gain, or just put counters on things we want to. Vivian, Champion of the Wilds, our only planeswalker in the deck. We can use this primarily because we want to cast our creature spells at flash. So at instant speed, we can use it to take advantage of that. Or so you can use it to tick up with until our next turn. One target creature will gain vigilance and reach. So again, we don't have to worry about being hit on the backswing. You can also take it down if you need to dig 3 cards deep to pull out a card face down and put the rest on the bottom of our library. As long as that card remains exiled, you can cast it if it's a creature spell. So again, just helping us with ramping. Warden of the Grove, another one of our Hydras here, although not quite the same as the other ones. So we can't adjust the mana cost on it. However, at the beginning of our end step, we still put a +1/+1 counter on the creature. Whenever another non-token creature we control enters, we can endure X, where X is the number of counters on this creature. So it helps us again just build up some tokens. Eternal Witness here. Thankfully, this card is finally in Arena, and I'm really happy about this one. Just as, again, simple little creature. When it enters, you can then get a card back from our graveyard to our hand, and it can be any card. Imagine, of course, we can copy this. We can just keep looping stuff over and over again. Land War Tribe, since we are in green, we definitely want to take advantage of the huge amount of ramp we're going to need for the deck. Uro, Titans of Nature's Wrath here, one of the biggest menaces that has ever been created in the game, will definitely be finding a nice home in our deck. If we can actually even copy this and make it non-legendary, this is also going to be a hilarious card. And with all the stuff that we're going to be throwing into the yard here, this will be great because we can keep escaping it over and over again. In the 4-drop slot here, we'll Spark Double here. This illusion will enter as a copy of a creature or planeswalker we control, except it enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. And if it enters an additional loyalty counter on it, it's added if it's a planeswalker, and it's not legendary. So that means you can also, again, you can use this to copy Druneth if you want to make extra copies and go insane with the value. Pelucranos here, World Eater, Hydra, Monstrosity X. When it becomes monstrous, deal X amount of damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures your opponent controls, and each of those creatures deals damage equal to its power to Pelucranos. So again, just another way we can just use this as kind of like a pseudo spot removal / wrath. Timeless Witness here, more expensive than, say, the original here, which is, of course, the Eternal Witness. But again, it can be eternalized, so you can use this again to just keep bringing cards back we want to use. Inga and Esika here. So this human god gives all of our creatures the ability to have vigilance and turns them all into mana dorks. Main reason we want it again is once we start making copies of stuff, we can then utilize this to then just throw out our whole hand and just cast everything. Zemo and Paradox Sculptor here, so 4 mana, 1/4 human wizard. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on up to each of 2 target creatures. And for Simic and tapping it, double the number of each kind of counter on up to 2 target creatures and or artifacts we control. So Simone here is just mostly, again, just to keep pumping up the whole team. Also, fun fact though, if you are interested, you can also just use her if you want to as your commander, if you want to flip out Druneth, in case, again, however, you want to sculpt the deck. If you want to focus, again, more on +1/+1 counters, throw in Simone. If you want to just copy stuff, but then maybe get a little support with +1 counters, keep Druneth. But of course, that's just an FYI for the future. Muldrifter here, another awesome card that you can also use for Evoke. When it enters, draw 2 cards. If you can evoke it, it will be cheaper, but again, if you can also get copies of it, this again will refuel your hand very quickly. Iron Scale Hydra here, going to be 5 mana. If this creature would deal combat damage to a player, prevent that damage and put +1/+1 counters on this creature. So again, just another big Hydra for us to pump up the game plan. We are in Simic, so I figured we'll throw in Tatyova as well. I know it's not really the most synergistic creature in the deck, but again, anytime we then put lands onto the field, gain some life and draw some cards just to keep our hand refueled. Uvenwall Hydra here, 6 mana for this Hydra. It has reach. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of lands we control. Whenever this creature enters, you may search your library for a land card and put it onto the battlefield tap, so it'll just keep getting bigger and bigger. And again, making copies of this will be insanely great for us to close out the game. Disciple of Freyalise here on the top end of the curve for 6 mana. You can use this to sacrifice one of our creatures, then gain X amount of life and draw X cards, where X is that creature's power. So maybe if we have a couple of extra big creatures we have lying around, we just need to refuel. Another great way for us to utilize those extra tokens, or if nothing else, just use it as land if you need to. And of course, the land base itself, just to round us out, we are a budget deck, so we're going to use, of course, a bunch of tap lands, but thankfully we are in Simic colors, so ramping even with tap lands doesn't hurt us too much here. 6 islands, 10 forests, Seed of the Synod here, a Tree of Tales as our artifact lands. We'll throw in all the dual taps we can muster up, so Lush Oasis, Quandrix Campus, Rimewood Falls, Tangled Islet, Tangled Pruhole Bridge, Thornwood Falls. We'll throw in Arid Archway, we can bounce back a land and then reuse it as a spell if we need to. Broker's Hideout for our fetch land here. Command Tower is a staple. Demolition Field to destroy non-basic lands. Evolving Wilds is another fetch. Pit of Offerings here for Graveyard Hate. Terramorphic Expanse for another fetch land. And finishing off the Grey Havens. We have quite a few actual legendaries in the deck, so we can use this to, of course, help us out with that. And that is copy and paste for you for the Brawl format. Hello! Oh, hi, hello, my fire friend. Sorry, I didn't see you there for a second there, but thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Let's see. I can't read your name there, so I do apologize for that. Can't read that. But again, still appreciate you being here. How you doing today? Appreciate you joining us. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're still a little bit of ways away before the midweek Magic event starts, so let's go ahead. Let's just play some budget Brawl here, and let's see how well the deck can do. Okay, so feeling good about this one. First game of the day. Let's see if we can get a win. All right. Yeah, let's get this going.
It's time to do.
All right. Okay, so our opponent's also playing an Omenpath commander too, so let's see how this goes. So they're playing, what is it now? It's Uharis the Storm Spinner here in Arena. I think, if I remember this correctly, I think this is what it is. Spider-Man 2099 in paper. Again, I lose track of all these. It's really annoying to have to do this Omenpath stuff. And honestly, I feel like this set has actually kind of not been popular enough. Maybe that's why my videos are not doing too well right now. Any case, before I ramble on, let's see. Okay, we don't have actual creatures in this hand, but it is a good ramp package and counterspell. So I think we'll just keep it as is. Thornwood Falls to get us going. Gain some life. Okay, opponents. Okay, they got their Temple of Epiphany. Okay. Got our forest. And let's bushwhack for now. Let's dig out another land. Get another forest. Cool. Continue on. Alright, opponent. What else you got? Ooh, foretelling. Okay. That's fine for now. Put down the forest. Pass. So we're going to wait for a little bit here. I'm anticipating our opponent should be bringing in... Okay, Patchwork Banner. Okay. So that means they name what? Spider? They do. Okay. Well. Tap that. Bring an Arid Archway. Bounce back the land. We will play Vivian here. Just tick up. No, not for any real value, but at the very least, we can start getting counters on stuff. Okay, so Flibblethip, lost on the range. Aw, look at him. He's so cute with his little hat. So adorable. But despite what the haters say, I still like Thunder Junction for what it is. I think it was a fun set. Okay, so let's see here. Let's get Tatyova going. Take up again.
Tear it down.
Okay.
Tear it all down.
So, decent blocking for now. Let's see. The top card of their library has Plot. Okay. So, I'm not too worried about Flibblethip right now, but I am worried that once Uharis, which is coming in now, might be a bit of a concern for us. Oh, Raven form. Toots. Okay. Alright, so, let's see. Emperor Challenger also coming in. Opponent swinging. They are. No blocks yet. We'll hold on to that little Raven we've got.
Getting started.
They can take out, or they can hit Vivian there. That's fine.
Squirrels hit harder. You can
Okay.
still walk away.
Island. Druneth coming in. Alright, and then Animus Might. Take out Emberheart Challenger. Okay, so far so good. So the game plan right now is with Uharis out. Okay. They are plotting. Okay, opponent. Hold the multiverse. Okay, so in that case then, bounce you back. No proliferation. Well, actually, I guess we can get off one. Okay, so with that, they're going to draw their cards. Let's see. Is this something that we need to worry about? Nothing yet. Okay. Evolution stage is not bad, but we need to...
Starting over's the only way.
Eternal Witness not too bad, too. Okay. That's a Mockingbird. Let's see. Hold on. Before we pick our creature... Okay. Nothing in there that's going to really help us, per se. Well, actually... Play Eternal Witness. We will bring back... Animus Might. To our hand. Animus Might. Yep. Oh, wait. Oh, dang it. I messed that up. Okay. Whoops. How did I mess that up there? Oh, I forgot I was supposed to target Druneth here. Well, I messed that up. Okay. Don't know how I'm playing, everybody. Never thought I was the best at Magic. Oh, it's okay. We'll still make it work. We'll still make it work. Right? We'll be okay. It's only the first game. Okay, opponents. Uharis is coming back. Heraldic Banner. On blue. Okay. Anything else, opponents? Maybe we should be trying out Uharis here. / Spider-Man 2099. Okay, Electrostatic Blast. Okay. So Druneth is gone for now. Wow, we have not been able to pump him up at all, which has been a little awkward for the deck, because it feels like we're not doing what we want to do. And the other annoying part, of course, is we're playing these alchemy cards. I will never, ever stop complaining about alchemy cards. I know some people are probably sick of that, but I'm going to keep telling you guys, it just doesn't feel like actual Magic to me. But that's neither here nor there for now. So, okay. Lucronos here. Okay. I guess we'll put in Lucronos. Okay. Opponents? What you got? Nothing? Okay. That's fine. Evolution stage gets no value here. Dang. Where is all of our pump and other creatures at? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. We're still not getting quite what we want. So we're kind of like sputtering our wheels here, trying to figure out how we can get around this. Down to 22. It has been a bit of a standstill for both decks. Okay. Okay. While we try to figure out this, how do we break out of this stall here? Okay, our opponent might be trying to do it here. Okay, so in that case, we will, I guess we'll counterspell that. We don't want to deal with that. Once we start losing out the life gain and death touch shenanigans, we're going to have a bit of trouble here. Opponents? You don't have a counterspell in hand, do you? Oh, wow. Okay, they have the Cyclonic Rift. Okay, well. Wait, can we counter that? Okay. We'll get the Basilic's Collar out no matter what. So they do bounce everything away, which is annoying. But again, it's not the worst. We still got rid of the Basilic Collar just the same, so I guess that's something. Feldon. Down to 22. Down to 10. Ugh. That's not good. Down to 6. Okay. Well, I don't know if we're going to get around this now. I think we might be done. We've not really made any progress to actually improving our board state here. Even if I was to redeploy stuff here. I still put this back into our hand, but it's just not enough. Our deck has failed to go off, unfortunately, in this game. We just couldn't quite get what we needed. But I swear, it does work, everybody. It does work. We just gotta... We'll try again maybe on another game. Alright, opponents. Let our opponent do their thing. Okay. Okay, drawing more cards. Okay. Opponents, anything else? I mean, we're not dead, but we're pretty much there. Opponents. Feldon. Wait, anytime he's dealt damage. Okay, exiled out. I mean, we're not, again, still not dead, but we're getting close to the end here. Okay, well, we'll wait for our opponent to also do the thing. How's everyone's week been going so far? I know we've only just got started on the week, but again, hopefully we're all having a good week so far. Hopefully had a good Monday and hopefully having a good Tuesday. Dang. Yeah, we're still not. You know what? We're just gonna cut this one. I don't want to usually cut it early, but unfortunately, we just could not make that work there. Dang. Okay. It's okay, everybody. We'll shake that off and we'll just jump to the next one. Not a huge deal for us. Hold on one second, everybody. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. There we go. Okay. Again, say no to the bots, everybody. No to bots. Okay. Let's shake that one off and we're going to try again. I know this deck can do some stuff. We did test it out a little bit last night, and I think we should be good. So I do believe we'll be set to go there. Okay. All right. Opponents. See what we got this time. And I do see a couple of you guys popping in also from other locations, even if I may not have you guys pop up directly on the actual chat itself. But thanks again for joining us. So I have Ganny Games and Magic on Fire. Thanks again for joining us over on Instagram there. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're all having a lovely day wherever you're at. Okay, so this hand looks a little bit better here. We've got with us what we need per se, but we actually do need to... okay. Got a Forest. I wanted to copy the Elvish Mystic here, but we might be falling behind on mana if we don't. So I think we'll just have to let it go for now. Okay, Ornithopter Paradise. Okay, that's cute. Ride the Shoe Puff. That's not too bad. This is kind of actually awkward here. Okay, hold on. We can do this. Take a hit on life there. Cliff Top Blade. I'm sorry, Cliff Top Lookout. There we go. Got her light. So that was worth it there. That worked out. So with this now, Druneth comes out. We can pump it up if we want to. We can also counter stuff as well. Should be primed to go here. Wait, more other opportunities. Something we might have to deal with in a bit. Okay, so in the meantime, Druneth coming down. Right, the shoe puff. And... okay, well, not really any value here, unfortunately, but it's okay. Make it work. No attacks yet. So anything of mana value 2 or higher... I'm sorry, actually, exactly has to be 2. I don't know why I said 2 or higher. I guess I'm just used to that from text. Anything. It has to be exactly 2 mana, and we can copy it. Hopefully, we can start copying stuff. I would love to have this deck go finally off. Opponent's got 4 cards in hand, and they're playing with Ashiok here. No, this one. Okay. Opponent does not want us to play the game. That's okay. We're still going to do this. We still got this. Garrett Archway, okay. We will... Druneth one more time. Opponents? No. Come on, opponents. Let me do my thing. That's not fun. We will manifest. No. Not helpful at all. Go back to the command zone. Joy. Air Archway. I mean, I guess at this point, pump up the face down creature. We will bounce back. Pit of offerings. And I guess we'll wait now. No attacks. Pass. Okay. Okay, so... still trying to find a way to stabilize here and actually get Druneth to do its thing, but our opponent's just going to keep destroying stuff here. But we will try. Okay, Polygon recovery is not horrible. Okay, so first off, Pit of Offerings. This time we will... keep the Augury, keep the Feed the Swarm. So at least this way, now this land actually can do some extra value. Sort of. Okay, so it's guess now it's the Dimir land. Okay, so I guess that works for us. And Iron Scale Hydra. Okay, so... can we do this? Swing here with our face down card, which is actually our, what is it, Arcane Signet? Yep. Such a shame. We can't actually even flip it. Cool. Okay. Opponents. Blocking. Okay, they are blocking. Or do they have something else in hand? Corrupted Conviction. Okay. Still drawing cards. Morbid Opportunist, everybody. Powerful card. And pass. Okay. So, how do we get around this? How do we get through and hopefully beat down our opponents? Opponents, what else you got? Okay, I mean, they're playing Ashiok here, Sculptor Fears. Not even the good Ashiok, too. That's actually kind of what the hilarious part is. They're not even playing a good Ashiok. They're just playing an Ashiok that... hold on. We got to do this here. Okay, so, whew, nothing dies. Sorry, opponents. You're not going to get away with something sneaky like that. So they -1/-1 everything, but it doesn't cause a chain reaction. So, phew, that's good. So we have time to survive here. We live to see all of our creatures survive another day. Okay, ooh, okay. I think we can finally get this to go off. At least I hope so. Shoot up on it. And let's see. Swing with 2 creatures here. Okay. What do you got? Swinging? We're swinging. Come on, opponents. There we go. Come on. You know you want to do this. Come on. I draw a card off of that. Down to 18. They do, of course, get to draw another card, which is beyond annoying, but it's fine. Not a big deal for us. Okay. Opponent, Swamp. What else you got, opponents? 5 cards in hand. Plenty of lands. Chupacabra Echo. Oh, I haven't seen this in a while. Okay, minus X. Facing every opponent right now that has all the removal in the world. I just want our deck to actually do some fun stuff. Come on, opponents. Show me some love. Or at least make the audience feel excited. Okay, so we got Negate. I guess Druneth coming in again. Okay. I'll get recovery. Not for any real value, but I guess we'll have to do something with it. Okay, no attack still. If we could just untap, we have some counter spells to survive. Okay. I know we can do this. I know we can. We just need to start pumping up the team. But our opponent is definitely big on sacrificing for value. Okay. Consuming Aberration. That's a scary card, by the way. Okay. Hardens together. Ooh, okay. Well, that's... Finally, we get something here as a break. Wait, 2 mana open. Well, actually, technically 3 mana open. Opponent, what else you got? Okay. Phew. Okay, that finally stuck. Rampant Growth. We really also could use a draw engine right now. That probably would also help us out, too. But until then, get the island. And I guess we'll start pumping up our team. Finally. We will swing here. Opponents. Thankfully, though, we do have enough here with counter spells. Winds of Rebuke. There we go. Pump up the team. Much better. Finally, we get to actually do something with our deck. Opponents? You blocking? Oh, they are. Okay. So we kill that, and we get to put a ton of counters on the Iron Scale Hydra. So, Hydra now looking like a big threat, but we need to still find a way to protect it. If we just untap for another turn here, we should be good to go. At least I hope so. Okay, but it's okay, everybody. We're still going to make this work. Cool, Sommophage. Okay. Milling us. Oh, they milled for us Uro. That's actually a beautiful thing. Yes. Very nice. Okay, we have plenty of cards also in the yard now. We have 11. So that means Uro can come back a couple times. We will... I guess we'll block with the Lookout. Not quite what I want to do, but we got to sponge a hit. Okay. Got that. Opponent just draw a card. Okay, so board state right now, we're kind of stable now. We just need to untap and we should be good to go to start having Uro do Uro things. At least I hope we can do some Uro things. I used to hate this card so much. Like, this card actually really made me angry when it actually was in Arena. I mean, I'm not... Well, we are in Arena, but I mean, like, in Standard, I meant to say. But okay. But now that it's on our side here, we should be able to take full advantage of this card. At least once we can actually get it to go off. Okay. An Aberration. Alright, we're milling. Alright, they got big threats. But we got big threats too. Ooh, Double Major is great too. Okay, so... Let's see here. Okay, so with that... First off, Uro. 3, 4, 5. Alright. There we go. Nice little value there. Okay, Vivian will be helpful for later. We got to keep mana open for Negate. So no attacks yet. This time we'll leave our Hydra on the backswing. But thankfully now Uro can also be a really great option for us. I'm just going to keep milling. Okay. Bring back the Chupacabra. Okay. Okay. Double major. We have negate. Let's see. It'll -4, -4. That's actually... Okay, foreboding statue. Okay. Gonna keep milling us. They're definitely pumping up that consuming aberration, but we do have Iron Scale Hydra as well. We might be okay here. The Hydra is pretty much what's going to keep us protected for now. I suppose they could swing also with the Storm Tamer. Okay, so I think our opponent should be out of cards at this point. Okay, Evolution Sage. So, with that, anytime a land no control enters, proliferate. Let's get that.
Wild animals I like. People, not so much.
Okay. On the Hydra.
There is wonder
There we
in a
go.
blade of grass.
Swing with the Hydra. Okay, let's start to work. Alright. Damage is been through, but we start pumping up our Hydra even stronger. Okay, they still can do their thing here, which is annoying. But again, it's not the worst. Okay. Chupacabra. Okay, Ashiok. I'm sorry, opponent. That gets negated. Too bad. Okay, so at least that keeps it off the field for a little bit. But we're only now delaying because we really need to get rid of that consuming aberration. Let's see, what else is going to be hurting us here? Morbid Opportunity also is not the best. Okay, oh, Evolution Sage. Let's double major that. Okay, opponents. Awesome. Okay, we got 2 Evolution Sages. Now, if we can start getting some lands here, we should be good to go. Ooh, oh. Okay, okay, let's see. We will tick up Hydra still. He's going to keep getting bigger either way.
All things begin and end in nature.
Let's see. Okay. I think we can do this. Hydra's still doing its thing. This is definitely a lengthy game. We might actually have to just go non-budget after this one. By the time this is done, wow, this is actually going to take a while. It's okay, though. Pushing through damage. Pumping over Hydra. He is getting stronger. Our opponent, unfortunately, is still drawing a ton of cards. And we are halfway through our deck now. Ew, that's not good. But also, we can still cast creatures at instant speed here. So once Inga comes in, I think we can then hopefully... Okay, Ashiok coming back in. We're getting milled some more. Okay. They draw a card. They mill. We also mill. The consuming aberration is looking a little terrifying there. I don't know if we can get around it, but we're going to try. We're still... This is still anybody's game right now. Still, not too bad, you got to admit, everybody. For a deck that is, what is it, $66/15 rares? Come on. That's actually pretty good. Although our opponent is slowly starting to outvalue us with the milling. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. But that's actually not the worst. Okay. Consuming aberration. And, okay. Inga. Make a copy of it. We Iron Scale Hydra. There we go. And there you have it, everybody. We managed to outvalue our opponent there. Woo! I thought that was going to go on for like another 20 minutes there, but we did it! We did it! Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks again for watching that. Okay, so I'm actually really happy how that turned out. Not too bad, actually. It was definitely a grind, but you can actually see there once you start going off there, making copies at the right moments, man, you can just outdo your opponent and just chump block for days with extra copies of stuff. All right, not too bad, right? I think we could squeeze in maybe one more on the cheap. And then we'll check out what is the midweek magic event. I think this week is Brawl anyway, so this works perfectly with our deck. So then with that idea in mind, we'll then probably continue on with doing the midweek magic event. And whatever time we have left over, we'll just play non-budget. Let's go ahead, let's give the budget deck one more shot. As you saw there, it's slow, but slow and steady won us the game. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. Okay, so, all right. We've got our islands. We have plenty of mana dorks, which would be amazing if we could only get one green source. Do we keep this hand, everybody? What do we do? Do we keep the hand? I don't know. I have to think about this for a second here. Okay, Pun's also trying to take their time. You're playing also a Johnny. Which one was that one again? Okay, they put counters on stuff. There's Selesnya. They also can ramp out too because they're green. Okay. Would you keep this hand, everybody? But then again, we also get a free mulligan too, so I suppose we could mulligan. But oh man, hardened scales. Oh, we just need like one green source. A green source with this would be amazingly good. We can get double mana dorks out and start ramping quickly to Pelucranos. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's the best option here, everybody. If anybody out there wants to speak up, let me know. Okay. Okay, opponent, you there? You? Okay, they are. On the other hand, though, it would be really awkward if we don't get our... Okay. I'm going to mulligan. Okay, we still got the hardened scales here. That's not bad. Okay. This is doable. Okay, so until then... Okay. Temple of Plenty. Scrylands. My opinion right now, the Scrylands should honestly... They should be, like, at least uncommons by now. Let's be real here. No one is playing... No one's spending their hard-earned wild cards or even money on Scrylands now. They said at least should be uncommon. Although, in my opinion, these actually should be commons. That's how I see it. I don't know if anybody agree or disagree with that one. Okay, pass for now. So, game plan right now. We got Druneth going. And let's see. Arcane Signet's not too shabby, too. So we can just keep our ramp package going here. A little awkward that we had to temporarily wait until we can actually get our tap lands going. It should be fine. Oh. Ouch. Pelucranos coming back. Arcade Signets. We might be a little slow here, which is actually kind of awkward being a Simic deck. Simic decks usually are pretty quick on the ramp here, but our tap lands really slowed us down here a ton. Okay. Okay, they're playing an alchemy card. Okay, so their little wolf will do some stuff. We got to catch up here fast. Okay, so we're getting all the hydras we want now. Okay, I think we'll do it this way. So that's 2. 1, 2. Okay. Okay, we can double the amounts. Opponents? No, they had a source of plowshare. Okay, our opponents have the better removal than us. The only downside about Simic is we don't have very good removal in the deck, so we kind of have to be at the mercy of whatever we can grab. Johnny coming in. Okay. So now they all have Vigilance, all mana dorks, and we're down to 1. Well, we tried, everybody. We tried on this one, but it's just not enough. So Floral Hedron, and that's game. Wow. Well, that was unfortunate. We didn't really get a chance to do much of anything on that one.
It's time!
Whoop. There we go. Won't do that. Okay. Okay, well, that didn't quite go as I planned there, but that's totally fine, everybody. So here is Actually, hold on. There it is. Let's at least just jump to the event. So what is the event currently? Okay. Choose any commander from the latest sets and build a 100-card deck using any cards in your. Okay, so this actually now works out in our favor. We're kind of about to reach the halfway point anyway of the stream. So let's actually now jump into the midweek Magic event and let's see if we can actually get our wins. Fortunately, though, actually if you haven't seen already, we've actually just put out yesterday our latest deck tech. Check that out if you want to try out a super duper budget deck around Margot here. However, if you want to see that in action, check out the video. But for now, what if we kind of really go all in on this event? So thankfully, our Brawl deck fits perfectly into the event. But let's now actually play the upgraded version. So you kind of saw we got a win. We got a couple of losses, but maybe if we strengthen our deck a little bit more, I think we can actually go really wild with this one. So using Druneth here as our thing, let's see what we can do to pump this up. So to pump up our deck, we're going to really invest a lot more in stronger legendaries that actually don't be legendary once they get copied with Druneth here. But to do that, we'll need cards like 3 Steps Ahead here, which is a much more flexible counter spell, make tokens for us, or you can do it as a draw spell. We'll throw in, again, for more strength here. Let's see, what else we did here. We're going to throw in Gold Vein Hydra here. Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. So great. It enters with an X plus Muslim +1 counters on it. If it dies, create a bunch of tapped treasure tokens equal to its power. So this can help us, again, just refuel if we need to and re-ramp up whatever we need to play with. So in order to upgrade the deck a little bit more, we're going to need a little bit more strength here. So we're going to throw in Mana Drain here, one of our strongest counter spells we can get. And of course, we'll definitely use the generic mana to cast maybe some extra Hydras for a better cost. We'll throw in here another better mana dork for us, Fanatic of Ronos. Once we can get Druneth pumped up with some counters or maybe one of our Hydras, this can then be tapped for 4 green mana, which is an insane amount. And even if it dies, you can just bring it back with Eternalize, so it can be used over and over again. We'll throw in some mass protection here with Heroic Intervention, so this can give us all hexproof and indestructible to all permanents. We'll throw in another mana dork here, Incubation Druid. It'll tap for any 1 mana, but if it has a +1/+1 counter on it, you can tap it for 3 mana, so great for us to pump up our team. Innkeeper's Talent is another one of our upgrades to the deck. At the beginning of combat at level 1, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. At level 2, all permanents we control with counters on them have Ward 1 for protection. And of course, at level 3, if 1 or more counters we put on a thing, we can basically just double the amount of counters on whatever permanent we have. So great for us overall. In terms of other upgrades here in the 2-drop slot, just double checking right here. Oh, we were going to utilize here Hydroid Krasis. So great card here. When you cast a spell, we gain the half amount of the life we paid for it, and also half amount of the cards. So for example, if we paid like 4, we draw 2 and gain 2 life. So good for us to kind of sink a ton of mana into that and refueling. In the 3-drop slot for upgrades here, we will then add in Mossborn Hydra, another great card for us, another Hydra, has Trample on it, and it enters with +1/+1 counters. Although we can't sculpt the mana value for this, it'll get bigger and bigger every time we have lands enter, and it will double each time, so it could be a very big threat. Ordinary Tumblewag here. Well, technically it's not a Hydra for us, but again, it's still an awesome card. This Brushwag mount here at the beginning of combat will still put +1/+1 counters on a creature. Anytime the creature attacks while saddled, you can double the amount of counters on it. I actually love what that card can do. Basically gets out of control very quickly if your opponent's not paying attention. We'll throw in Terra Symbiosis. Since we're messing with a lot of +1/+1 counters even in the upgraded version, use this card to help just draw a ton of cards equal to the amount of +1/+1 counters we have on a creature. You can, however, only do this once a turn, but that should be more than enough for us to refuel our hand. Other upgrades to the deck, Warden of the Grove. Actually, we already have, wait. We already had that card. Never mind. Sorry. Other upgrades to the deck. Archdruid's Charm here. For 3 green, you can either exile an artifact or enchantment at instant speed. Put +1/+1 counters on a creature we control, and then do damage so that it can be an instant speed with spot removal. Or just dig out any creature or land card and reveal it. If it's a land, put it onto the battlefield immediately. If it's a creature, just put it into our hand. Hadama's Climb here. I also love this card as well. At the beginning of combat, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. If it has 3 or more counters, you could flip it into Winged Temple of Araska here, which gives one of our creatures flying and +X+X, where X is the amount of power. This can be a great way to finish off an opponent in the sky out of nowhere if your opponent is not paying attention. In the 2-drop slot for other upgrades here, we'll throw in Guardian Project. Anytime a non-token creature we control enters, if it doesn't have the same name as another creature, just draw a card. So perfect for our deck, and of course it goes very well in any green deck, in Commander, or even Brawl here. Other upgrades for the deck are going to be Doubling Season. This is more like a win more card here, because by the time this comes down, we should be closing out the game quickly. Basically doubles all of our tokens, doubles all of our counters whenever we have to. Other upgrades here, Sabsunin, Luxa, and Body here. We actually played with this card earlier this year in its own deck tech, but again, supplements Druneth here very well, and also because Druneth is cheaper, this can also be either your alternate commander, but throwing it in the 99 works just as well. Helps us draw a ton of extra cards, put +1/+1 counters on it, so then you can attack or block, but you need to make sure you have the right amount if you want to do something specific with the card. And then on the far end here, we're going to be talking about all of our upgraded lands. So for the upgraded land base here, we're going to be utilizing how Hall of the Storm Giants, trim down to 3 islands, put in Altawara Soaring City, Beseiju, Avendo here. Once we can then station this, we can then get a ton of extra mana, which is great for our deck. 5 forests. We'll throw in Lair of the Hydra. We actually don't need this card, but again, I wanted it for flavor purposes. And we'll throw in all the rare duels and now upgrade our tapped uncommon duels we have. So we'll choose our Pathway land, Botanical Sanctum, Breeding Pool, Dreamroot Cascade, Hedge Maze, Waterlog Grove, Willow Wash Verge, Yamivaya Coast. We'll throw in here Ancient Tomb for extra ramping. Keep Command Tower, of course, keep the Demolition Field. We'll upgrade now to better fetches with Fable Passage here. We can proliferate with Karn's Bastion. Mana Confluence also for better fixing. Misty Rainforest for our really good rare fetch land. Prismatic Vista for fetching out basics. Scavenger Grounds now is upgraded from the cave land, so we have a stronger, faster way to exile graveyards. And to make sure all of our lands can be relevant, Yamivaya Cradle of Growth to turn all of our lands into forests. So this is the upgraded deck, everybody. But don't worry, whether you want to play the budget one we played earlier, or if you want to play our non-budget version, both of them will have their own links once this stream is over. Those links, of course, will be located in the details. And if you do like any of the content we do as well, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you're watching, whether you're watching across X or Instagram, Twitch, or YouTube. All copies of these streams will be available there. Show some love, everybody. I really do appreciate any and all eyes to check out my content, and I'm glad you are here with me today. Okay, so now that I got my shilling out of the way, oh wow, we have literally all the ramp here. Ramp for days. So, although we don't have a blue source, I'm feeling confident we might be able to draw into... Wait, our opponent's playing Druneth too? Okay, opponents. Well, game on.
It's time to
Game on. Yeah, all right. One's thinking the same way I am. But maybe I'm pretty sure they built their deck differently than us. So, we'll see. We'll see who is the stronger Druneth deck. If I was to guess, though, they probably are loaded up on a ton of legendaries. Scalding Tarn, okay. I suppose for our deck, you could throw in much more... You can put in even more fetch lands if you want to. But realistically, that's not what I want to do. Okay, Disciple of... Okay, that's still not quite what we want, but okay. I guess we'll throw in the Forest. Manowar Elves. Elvish Mystic. Fortunately, we did not get any value from there. Okay. It's alright. We'll still make it work. Windswept Heath. Okay, opponents. Mockingbird. Coming in as another Hope of Garipur. But they don't get to copy it, so... Oh, actually, they did make a copy, so they kind of awkwardly lost it. Oops. Guess opponent didn't quite get the memo on that. They'll still swing, though, just the same. Okay. We have Mockingbird ourselves, but we're still not getting what we need. We need a blue source. Come on, deck. Where's our blue source at? That's all I'm saying. Tapped. I guess we'll swing here. Get a little free damage in. Down to 21. Seriously, though. We need one blue source. One blue source we can hopefully then go off. That's all we need. Okay. But otherwise, I mean, ramp-wise, we have 5 mana. Springheart, Nantuko. Okay. I'm just trying to make copies. Or insects. Polluted Delta gets sacked. So usually when we do these decks, everybody, and also remind everybody, for upgrade decks, you can't throw in all the fetch lists that you want, but we're still a little modest on that end. I try to at least keep it close to what you can realistically purchase. Opponents? They can't cast non-creature spells. Terra Symbiosis. Okay. Okay, we got that. Tapped. No attacks. Oh, jeez. It can't be this hard for us to get a blue source. Where's our blue source at? Come on, deck. We're looking very foolish right here against our opponents. Okay.
Still digging. Island. Swift Teeth again. Maybe we should have put an Ice-Toll Explorer. Maybe that might have helped us out with the landfall shenanigans. Okay, it's alright, everybody. I'm still confident we can get there. We just need to get to at least one blue source. Opponents. Alright. They get their shenanigans going. Okay, come on. I need a blue source. I really need it today. Opponents making cats. Meow meow. They're swinging. Can't do anything though. I need a blue source. Okay. Well, it's not quite what we want. Come on, deck. Where is our blue source at? We really need that right now. Come on. I'm pretty sure I did the ratio correctly on the mana base. Did I mess it up that bad? Or are we really just unlucky today? Okay. Opponent still going off with cards here. They're making us look pretty bad, though, because their Druneth deck is going. And it's going big. On the other hand here, Terra Symbiosis, once we start getting countered on stuff, that will help us out a little bit. They're really, so they're, I guess their version of the deck is more landfall. Okay, are we done yet? Still not done. So in theory, with Ice-Toll out, they can do 4 landfall triggers a turn, which is absolutely insane. Are we done? Are we done? Opponents. They're looking at Ion Scale Hydra and realize that once they start swinging, we can start putting counters on it. Nesting ground. Okay. That's cute. Swinging with everything. Okay. Big swing here. Okay, well, not ideal. Block Druneth. I mean, we're dead no matter what. Wow.
Our deck failed to get any blue out. We really could have gone off there,
It's time.
but we just couldn't. Okay. So hold on for 1 second, everybody. I think somebody's at... Wait, hold on. I think I hear somebody at the door. Okay. Give me 1 second, everybody. I will be right back. So we'll just leave it here for just a moment. Be right back.
Whew. Okay. Are we back? Okay. Okay. Well, thanks again for hanging in there, everybody. Okay. So, I guess I also had a package out the door. Just want to make sure I got what I needed. Okay. There we go. Okay. So with that, let's go ahead. Let's try this again. We're going to try to see if we can get going the actual... See if we can get some wins here. We're going to try to finish the midweek magic event. At bare minimum, I'd like to at least finish the event. If we do have time left over, we'll of course play as many matches as we can just in regular Brawl. Whew. Okay. So we'll be facing off against... That's Janine Hoppy, Roof Skipper. So it's another one of the Spider-Man cards that's not really a Spider-Man card here. But see if we can play with that. Okay. This time we actually do have the right mana. So we should be good this time around. So in the meantime, that'll be my coast. Okay, opponent. What you got? Innkeeper's Talent will be nice once we can actually get stuff going here. So, during our turn, whoever leaves the battlefield. Are they a blink deck then? I'm not sure what they're going to try to do here, but we'll see. We'll see what they're going to try to do. They have Lush Portico, so they're going to Surveil for 1. Okay, opponents. Okay, nothing so far. We'll play the Forest next. We will throw down Arcane Signet. So the way I want to do this right here is next turn, Pathway Land comes down, Druneth into Innkeeper's Talent, and then we can put a counter on it, and then we can do our thing. But I don't know what our opponent's going to try to do. Opponents. Deafening Silence. Okay, trying to slow us down there. I get it. But we'll see if we can still find a way to fight around that. Druneth. Innkeeper's Talent. So if they're playing Deafening Silence, does that mean they're not going to be playing that many non-creature spells? Is it mostly going to be just creatures? I wonder. But that shouldn't slow us down too much. During Innocence, okay. Well, this should be good now for us. This should be a good turn. Surveil. Heroic Intervention. Aw, opponents! I mean, yay, we got a win. But I want to start copying stuff there. Aw. I was ready to do my thing there, because what I was going to try to do next there was Druneth, copy Thrumming Bird. Would have gotten a bunch of copies of that, and we could have started proliferating for days to start pumping everything up. Aw, opponents. I actually was ready there for something sweet. But okay, I guess our opponent just did not want that. So I guess we get a free win there. Okay, what rare... Oh, mythic did we get? Terra. That's cute. Actually, I would like this card in real life, though. Okay, it's fine. No big deal, everybody. Let's go ahead, let's give this another shot. And while I'm loading up the next one, question for everybody out there that is watching, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. So, what set, what non-universes beyond set are you looking forward to? Are you looking forward to Lorwyn? Are you looking forward to returning to Strixhaven? Or are you actually more the person that's spicier and wants to check out what is going to be happening with Fracture Reality? Or was it Reality Fracture? I don't remember now. But again, which of the sets coming out next year are you interested in? Let me know, everybody. I would love to hear from you. But until then... Okay, so we have a decent amount of stuff here. So they're playing... Okay, so we're playing a green deck. So that actually might be good for us. Spark Double. That'll be nice for later. We'll play our Druneth now. Okay, opponents. Instant speed something? Nothing? Okay. So let's see. The way we'll do this is... We can go right into the Hadama's Climb if we want to. Or we can do ride the Shoe Puff. Either way, we got options here. Let's ride the Shoe Puff for now. Because we can flip, hopefully in the next turn or so. Okay, counter. Nice. So we need anything of mana value 2 right now. 23, okay. Or, could go with the Hardened Scales. Or Hadama's Climb. You know what? We have options here. We do have a lot of options. Snakeskin Veil. Okay, so we got some protection, which is great. Hadama's Climb. Put a counter. No attacks yet. Okay. So our opponent's playing a mono green. We actually haven't played with this card either yet. The Scouring Soulstorm, which is, what is it, the Sandman? It's interesting they made him a sand. So, okay, so creature type now is now sand villain? Oh, come on. Could just call them an elemental villain, at the very least. Or honestly, this should have just been just an elemental. Let's be real, everybody. Let's be real on that one. Harden Scales. Put a ton of counters. All right, good. We flipped. All right. Hey, we might actually be able to just get there with just Druneth. That would be hilarious. Okay. Opponent's got 5 cards in hand. We have enough here. We can actually also get Iron Scale Hydra and also make a copy of it, too. I mean, we have tons of ways we can kind of shape this one out. But ideally, as long as our opponent is not... Okay. Here comes the Scouring Soulstorm. Okay, that puts a counter on it. Okay, getting a little big there. That's fine. Earth Crystal might have been something I guess I could have put into this deck. Maybe. Okay. Otherwise, opponent swinging. Are you swinging, opponent? Oop. Yep. Nope. Maybe. Possibly. Someday. Chocobo kick. Oh, okay. So. Okay. Phew. Okay, protected ourselves. Unfortunately, though, that does mean that we now threw on too many counters. So we're now Iron Scale Hydra. Doesn't get a chance to do anything, but it's okay. That's actually not a big deal for us, everybody. So we can always just do this as well. Get another copy of Druneth here. So there we go. No attacks yet. But another Druneth here with counters on it means that anything for value of 3. So Ordinary Tumblewag also can be a very powerful ally here, if we can just manage to get it to go off. Oh, man. I'm ready to do my thing. I just want to be able to copy something. Come on, opponent. Let me copy at least one creature. Just one. That's all I'm asking. Just one creature. No more spot removal. Limit break. Okay. They're going to try to go big here. 3 mana open. Anything else? Ball get recover. Okay. Chocobo kick coming back. Okay. That's annoying, though. But it's not the worst. They take out main Druneth here. Or they could take out also the other small one. I would assume they're going to take out the big one. Okay. Okay. So put it back into the command zone. Big swing. They do. No blocks. Ugh. Okay. So we can still play and make a copy. All right. So with that, can we do this here? Wait, hold on. How does this work? Okay. We start putting counters on things. Okay, it's a 9/9. No attacks yet. So, if we could survive a turn here, maybe we just gotta get Yorville out of the way. That's our biggest thing. Or at least get another land. Just something. Either way, though, Druneth now here is big enough where we should be able to then start doing our thing, no problem. Come on, deck. That's all I want to do. I just want to be able to do Druneth things. Seems like we're just going to start facing off against opponents that don't want us to go off. But you don't blame them. Was there ever a deck anybody ever played out there where, like, you had a super cool idea and you wanted to do it and you wanted to make it work, and every time you played it, your opponents just never let you get to do the thing? What was that deck that, for all of you out there, that you just thought, you know what, I wanted to do my thing, and I just can't do it? Okay. Opponents? Because it seems like today feels like that day. Okay, so, this. And then this is non-legendary. I could put this out. Smell fear. Proliferates. Pump. Okay, that's out of the way. Phew. Okay. And then saddle for 2. Counter. Counter. There we go. 15-15. Do you block? You don't, opponent. Okay. Down to 3. And we'll go from there. We still have at least one Druneth here to protect us on the backswing in case our opponent tries to do any other shenanigans. Okay. 6-6. Okay. If it gets up to a 12-toe, that's when we're going to be in trouble. But we'll see here. Vivian.
If you want to scrap, let's
They
scrap.
can't. Okay, Wolfville Haven. Are they going to just tick up for 1? They do. So they have right now
Nature speaks.
technically 3 mana to work with. Okay, is that enough? Can we win here? Can we actually get a legit win here in the event? Diamond weapon, okay. Okay, they can't play it just yet. Swing. And that is it, everybody. We got our victory there. Did we have fun with this match? Yes, we did. All right. Very nice. Was ready to finish off our opponent in one turn, but hey, we got our win. A win is a win, and we'll take that victory, everybody. Nice. Okay. Continuing on through the events. All right, so that's our second one. Although technically that was our first actual legit win. The other one, our opponent just kind of gave it to us, which, I don't know, just didn't feel quite right. We'll take our claim. Okay, looks like there's going to be some gems for us. I do need more gems. We can always all use more gems. Okay, so let's keep the good times rolling there. Starting to get a couple wins here and there, which I'm happy about. Okay, so our opponent's going to be playing with a Demi of the Silk Shoot, so this is going to be another Omenpath commander here. We played with this card in 60, and it seemed okay, somewhat. Okay, we're not getting our lands we need here, so let's mulligan. Okay, Command Tower, I guess, kind of helps us, sort of. Oh, we also have to go for it, too. Okay, that works then. Command Tower. And we'll pass here. So the way we'll do this is Hardened Scales. Go forth. Instant speed, get a basic. That's actually pretty nice. So let's get our forest. Alright. Forest down. Druneth. We put down Hard Scales. Put out Ancient Tomb. Should really go from there. Okay. Feeling it now. Feeling it now. Ooh, Ordinary Tumblewag's great too. Hard Scales. And let's see here. Oh, we didn't get to proliferate that. That's annoying. Okay, it's fine. Not a big deal, everybody. Hard ourselves for a turn. That's okay. No attacks yet. So, 4 mana open now. Tumblewag can start putting counters on things, so that actually would be good once we can get it up and running. Okay. What is our opponent going to pick here? Intervention or negate is usually what I think they're going to pick. What are you picking, opponents? What is the decision? Tumblewag. Okay, well, not what I wanted them to do, but I guess that makes sense. Okay, Hydroid Krasis. Okay, so... Same thing again. I wanted to cast this for more, but I guess it's better than nothing. Draw another card. Mana Drain. It's not horrible. No attack still. Come on, deck. We need some more lands. Maybe I didn't put enough lands in this deck. But we should have enough ramp to have gone to all of our lands. Physic. Okay. Huh. Not quite what I was expecting, because this only helps out artifact creatures. Huh. I don't know about that. But okay. I mean, you do you, opponents. Okay, Waterlogged Grove. That's cute. We will proliferate there. We can then finally play the Hydra. We can swing with one Hydra. Down to 20. So Iron Scale Hydra is great because we can at least protect ourselves from combat damage. And if it's a deck that's focused on creatures, it looks like with counters, I think we should be okay. At least assuming they don't have any removal. Okay, so next turn I think it's going to be just a turn to just focus on just having... Wait, no. Or Tumblewag, we really want those counters. That's what we really want. I don't know. Let's see what our opponent does. Could keep up also mana for mana drain. Oh. Opponent. Opponent's thinking. Celestis. Okay. The night and day cycle, which is also one of the poorer mechanics of the game. Fateful Lapse. They do have something. Okay, opponents. It's fine. Start pumping up the Peacekeeper. And Physic. Still no blocks. It comes itself up, but okay. Down to 5. How do we want to do this? Maybe just ordinary Tumblewag. Down to 2. We will put on Druneth. 3. No attacks. Oh, that's 2 damage to me. Okay. That caught up to us quick. I don't know if we're going to win this one, but we'll try. That Ancient Tomb actually did come back to bite us. Unfortunately. Okay. Archangel Elspeth. Okay, they make it flying.
You've earned my blessing.
More counters. Swing into the air for 8, and then another on the ground for 4. Okay, so with that... Not quite how I want to do it, but... It's all I can do. Opponents. They pump it. So we lose pretty much everything just to survive. Back to the command zone you go. Dream Root Cascade. Okay. Oh, we can't really cast anything now because even so... Down to 1. Thomas McCurry, hey y'all. Hello, my fire friend. Thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Unfortunately, though, I don't think we're going to win this one. I mean, trying to play here Druneth here. But, yeah, there's no way we can do this one. Okay, I think we'll have to cut that one. Wow, okay. Well, our own lands there damaged us enough where our opponent was able to catch up, but that's okay. You just caught us in the middle of trying to do the midweek magic event, so that's what we're trying to do here. Okay, it's all good, though. We'll get that third win here in just a little bit. You're still hurting? I'm sorry to hear that. But how is it going for you? Okay, and then take your time answering for that. But again, I hope you do feel better soon. Okay, in the meantime here, let's see. So we got our Hedge Mage, Breeding Pool. All right. Pollen Bright Druid can be good too. Okay, so in the meantime, Thomas, my broken wisdom tooth on the bottom right side. Ooh. Ouch. That sounds painful. Again, I do hope that it gets better for you. Are you going to be able to see someone about that? I mean, trust me, I have my own teeth issues that I probably should work on myself. I know how that goes. Okay, Druneth here. Coming in. Forest. And pass. So. We get Snakeskin Veil. Okay, Oracle the Alpha. Okay. Our opponent's going to be playing with Alchemy Shenanigans by putting in Oracle the Alpha. I'm playing with Neek, Pinnacle, Pariah. I don't remember who this was in the set. I think is this supposed to be Dr. Octopus from Paper? I don't remember anymore. Any case, I'm sure somebody can answer that for me. Hello. Corrupted Elliot, hello, I came back from the grave. Well, thanks again for joining us coming back from the grave. How you doing today, my fire friend? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. In the meantime here, slip out the back, okay. First off, we don't want our opponent to, let's see. Hold on, how do I want to do this here? Pollen Bright Druid. Counter. Opponents. Okay. I thought they had, like, something there. Or maybe they do. Thomas, I see the dentist on Friday. Okay, well, best of luck to you, my fire friend. Personally, for me, though, I have a root that I am absolutely dreading to deal with soon. Because that is also going to be absolutely painful for the back of my mouth. But I know how that goes. Okay, opponents. Bellion the Parched. Another elemental that from the Omenpaths that I don't remember at all. Corrupt Elliot, I disappeared for a while. I know you did, but I'm happy that you are back. How has everything been going for you, Elliot? Tell me how life's been. Do you know Vana's hunger is $5? I did not. There's been a lot of cards that I've been looking at trying to grab, but it's just been trying to figure out, you know, the best value when we need it. Okay, I forgot it turns into a land too. That's interesting for it. Okay, a Vendo. Cool. For now, though, let's play... Okay, we'll take out their Oracle. Opponents. Add much. Back to our hand. So no real value there, unfortunately. Station, I guess. Pumping this up just a little bit so we can get more out of it. But what you mean by bad much? What's happened? Doing okay? Consult the star charts. One of the premier Edge of Eternity's cards that really took off from the set. Maybe I should get a copy of this. Actually, probably have to figure out how much that is. Alright, Watery Grave. Alright, Ball Again Recovery, so that's not bad. But we do want to make sure we can get stuff going here. We will station for now. Station again. Okay, up to 3. Okay, in the meantime, guess we'll put that down for tap land. Nothing else. So at least we have for now protection. We have both a Snakeskin Veil and we have a Slip Out the back. So we can avoid whatever our opponent tries to throw at us. Hopefully. Shieldred. Okay. Non-token creature or planeswalker. Okay. Well, that's annoying. So that means we have to lose Pollen Bright Druid. Small price to pay, but that's okay. Waterlogged Grove. Again, doesn't really help us out that much, but... Let's see. Exile Shieldred. Okay. Guess we'll station some more. My dad has kind of passed away in a coma. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. No, seriously, I really am. Sure you're going to be okay? Dang. Wow. A lot of y'all having a bit of a week here, guys. Again, try to find that positivity where you can, but I know how that goes. It's tough to lose someone. Okay, yeah. My condolences, my friend. Dropping lore, lol. I mean, hey, if whatever you feel comfy sharing with us, I appreciate it. But again, I wish I could do more to help you out on that. Just try to be strong. Okay. Man, sad vibe here. I'll try to maintain it for you guys as best I can. Oh yeah, Shelly here. Yeah, card's so annoying. I mean, every Shieldred is annoying. Like, no matter which one we face off against, it's just still a frustrating card. In the meantime, though, I'm gonna try to keep stationary. I feel like that's all I can do right now. I just have to hold on to all my mana here just to make sure I can protect Druneth here once we can actually finally go off. Where is the rest of our creatures, though? I need a couple creatures in order for Druneth to actually do its thing. We're not pulling anything out. Meanwhile, our opponent's just going to keep smacking us around like it's no big deal. Anything else, opponents? Curtis, joining us also on the chat now. Are you winning? Well, give me a second here to see if we can try to win. But how are you doing today, my fire friend? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Corrupted Elliot, my birthday is in 11 days. Ooh, that's a little bit rough there. But I'm sure your dad would want you to have a happy birthday. I can assure you, man. Try to just... I know it's tough. Like, Mrs. Inferno, she's not here right now, but my other half, she did lose a couple years ago her mother, and I can tell you right now, every day that it goes by, it gets a little... It can be hard when you know that that person you love is not there. But they're going to be there for you, so just, do what you can to just keep them in your thoughts when you can. I know I can't do much here on my end here, but hopefully, again, I can try to help you out by just at least talking it through just a little bit. Okay. Meantime here, I guess we'll just mana drain. Opponents, do you have any other answers? Anything else? And as far as winning, I don't know if we're going to win this one, Curtis. Actually, I realize I think we might have lost already. So I realize, okay, so yeah. Dang. Can't get that win. Opponents? If they counter this, I suppose I could protect them more, but it doesn't really help us survive. Because I realize now they're at, what? Oh, they have Xaxes? Oh, toots. I don't know if our opponent knows that, though. Opponents? You there? Hello? Hello? Opponents? Come on, opponents. Actually, wait. Why am I waiting for this? I'm going to lose anyway. You know what? I'm just going to concede. Whew, okay. Okay. I usually don't like to do that, but I realized they had Xaxes anyway, and they already swung. I don't have a blocker, so I'll just let it go. It's okay. We can still get to that third win here for the event. We'll try again. We have time still before we wrap it up for today. It's okay, though. No big deal, everybody. We're going to try to keep the positivity as much as we can. Try to be there. For those of you that are watching right now, again, yeah, I know, sadness. It's okay, though. We're going to try again here. But for those that who didn't see it right now, again, for Elliot out there, for those of you that are watching right now, show this man some thoughts and prayers. He did lose again, someone very near and dear to him. So throw that out there. Send him a little bit of love there, everybody. When you can. Okay. Trying to bring it back in. We're going to be facing off against now Alesso and Pros. I'm never going to remember all these Omenpath creatures like I do with the other sets. It's just... There's just way too many spiders that I can't deal with. I know, obviously, it's meant to be a Spider-Man. It's meant to be based on that Spider-Man thing, but still, it's just so confusing to remember this and the actual paper cards. It's just too much. Okay. Armor Scrap Gorger. Okay. So, I think we could finally do what we want to do with this deck. So, Haywire Might gets copied. There we go. Much better. And then... play this as a tap land. No attacks yet. So, from this instance here, we can then also copy Pollen Bright Druid, and then hopefully get 2 counters on top of that. Oh, our opponent's playing a slime deck. Okay. Well. Game on, opponents. Okay, so in this instance here, Pollen Bright Druid. There we go. See? Now we're starting to actually get our copies going. Okay, put a +1/+1 counter on something here. Let's see. What do we want, though? Oh, opponents already gave up there? All right. We got our third win. Not the most exciting way to do it, but you kind of saw there. Once you start copying stuff with Pollen Bright Druid with Druneth out, you actually can go off a huge amount. And they don't even have to be legendaries. Anything that you can help curve out, just it starts going out of control quickly there. We didn't go super crazy, but you kind of got a glimpse of what the deck is ideally trying to do on a curve. So I'll take that. I'll take that win. All right, so get our claim there. What cosmetic did we get? Oh, something good? Ooh. That's a sweet Omniscience. I feel like I want to play Omniscience at some point. I'll put that in my back pocket for the future, but I'll take that. So let's see here. Let's now take our deck back into regular Brawl. Let's see if we can open up the pool again to see what else we can do with this deck. So far, when it does things, it is great. But when it kind of sputters, it sputters. Ion Lucy also joining us also on the chat here on YouTube there. How you doing today, my fire friend? Thanks again for joining us today, and hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. I wanted to ask if I can make some art for your channel, if you don't mind. I mean, sure, but I mean, like, what kind of art are you curious about making? I feel flattered. Oh, you do logos? Okay. Wait. You're not trying to shill to me your artistic skills for a monetary value, are you, Will? Don't get me wrong. You do your hustle. But if you're trying to make stuff for me with the hope of me purchasing, and I don't want to lead you astray. Honestly, I do all of my stuff on my own. Believe it or not, this Fireball actually does have a degree. I know, surprising. My herpy derpy self. I actually have degrees in animation and graphic design. And I actually do work for a company that actually is prolific for animation. I'll just keep it at that. But seriously, though, while I am flattered, and I know what you're trying to do, I do have a Discord. But again, I just as long as, again, if you want to join and just chat and have fun, that's totally cool. I just don't want to lead you astray into thinking I'm interested in your stuff for free or trying to take advantage of your skills. And if you're looking for anything for payment, I am a broke little fireball. I'm trying my best now to try to do more stuff. But I'm warning you right now, I don't really have any way to pay you. So, FYI. I don't want to lead you astray, and I guess that this kind of goes out to every other artist, graphic designer, every other emote person that I've had, like, reach out to me, and a couple who have been spamming me on various platforms. I just don't want to get anybody the wrong idea that I'm trying to get stuff for free. I do all my stuff for my own channel on my own. Just FYI. Out of respect. Okay. All right. Curtis, I think I know what your deck is trying to do. Copy creatures for greater value. It is awesome when it works, but so far, I think I might have to adjust the curve a little bit on the deck. Just a smidge. Because honestly, the deck does go off once you can, for example, get a couple of mana dorks, and it is hilarious when it does, but it also is a little tricky on that end. So, for example, here, you can see, we're going to try to get things going. Counter on Druneth. Okay. So, ideally, if we can do this right, we can get an Incubation Druid copied, and then we can definitely start going off here. Intimidation campaign. Okay. Opponents. They draw a card. Gain some life, lose some life. That's okay. So, for now, Incubation Druid. There we go. Get the copy. Beautiful. Nice. Put the counter on top of Incubation Druid here. There we go, down to 21. And I guess we'll do it now. All right. Get them some protection. Let's see. Okay. So far, we have a ton of mana now if we could just maintain. And also the Ward 1 gives us a little bit more protection. Just a smidge. It'll force our opponent to pay more. But if we can get this down correctly here, Evolution Sage comes out, and we can really start going off here. Just 2 more counters. We can get a copy of Sopsunin. Ooh, Dread Presence. Okay. All right, so. We came here to have some fun, everybody. There we go. There we go. And Verge Land. Nice. Yes. Ooh, okay. Well, actually, there we go. Sabsunin. Didn't get full value on that, but... Aw, opponent! I was about to go off with Sabsunin there. Thank you, everybody, for that one there. All right. Wow, that was a much more stronger view of the deck there. Oh, man, if we only were... I think if I only tweaked it to where I only didn't proliferate with this, we could have got 2 copies of Sabsunin, and that would have been an insane amount of value once that was going to go off. But wow, okay. We stopped our opponent by blowing up there. But there you go. It's another decent example of what the deck is trying to do. Okay, so continuing on. Going to keep the good times rolling for just a little bit longer, everybody. Don't worry. And again, for those of you that are interested in a copy of this deck, I will leave that in the details of this live stream up across my socials. So wherever you're watching me, check those out. And then again, for those of you that do want to show a little bit of extra support, true fiery friends in the future, I do have a Patreon / also members only videos. For those that are interested even more that we produce out there, we'll be doing, again, more exclusive content whenever I can, and we'll be throwing it up there for those who want to support the Patreon. Even if you don't support the Patreon, all you can simply do for free is join the Discord. Discord link, again, will also be in the details, or if you just want to go to the main channels, whether it's where I'm primarily at, which is, again, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube. I mean, they're all up on the screen right now. Look for me, those with @Infernoman64, and you can find me and find all my other links to everything else, however you want to show some love. Your support helps keep this channel growing. And again, all links will be in the details of this video once we're done. Okay, now that I'm done shilling away. Okay, so with that, let's see here. Opponent is playing Gishath. Okay, so it's going to be playing with dinos. Arcane Signet. So we got our ramp. We'll get Druneth going. We can get one more land. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Druneth here. Doing its thing. Mana Confluence. Ride the Shoe Puff. Take some damage, but that's fine. Okay. Terra Symbiosis. So we've got right now 4 Experiment Augury. Runic Armasaur. Roaring Earth also is not too shabby either. Let's see here, actually. Terra Symbiosis. No attacks yet. So once we can get our first trigger to go off with the counters. No. They hit with us with the get lost. Okay. Well, we're going to have to be set back for a turn here. Not a huge deal. Not the worst. Okay, but Seiju's okay too. One counter, and we draw a card. Fable Passage, that's good too. So in the meantime, I guess we'll start digging out other lands if we can. Haywire Might will be coming. Okay, so not too bad. If we can just keep things going, should be good. Cultivate, okay. I'm still getting the ramp package. Okay, digging out the lands. We do have another Fable Passage, so that actually is good for us. Okay, Pouring Earth as well. So I think... How do I want to do this here? How do we want to do this here? I also want to get value off that Hydra, but I need to get its power up to 5. I think we got it. Draw a card. There we go. Okay, I think we got it now. Oh, I forgot they can also draw a card off of our fetch, but that's okay. Not a big deal, actually. Let's get that island. All right. Iron Scale. Extra copy. There we go. Nice. And finally, a Haywire Might to finish it off. All right. Druneth doing Druneth things. Got a 19 opponents. You're going to have to be quicker than that for your dinosaurs. Harmonize. Okay. Draw 3. That's legit. Ooh, Slurs the Plowshare. Okay. But we do gain 6 life back, so small price to pay. Not a huge deal. We can rebuild. Druneth coming back for round 3. Okay, we will put it on top of Druneth. Draw a card. Okay, see, we got our engines going, so this is great. Alright. Got another land. That's good. Swinging with both Hydras. Down to 9 opponents. Alright, we're closing in. Nice. Geshath is still going to be a terrifying piece here to fight. Okay, so... just block here. Just to kind of just slow them down a little bit. We take 5, so they actually dig 5 deep. Gain 3 life, though. Okay. It's a lot of dinosaurs. Wow, they just regained everything. Okay. So, okay, how do we want to do this here? Yeah, I know. Geshath is terrifying, but it's okay. It's okay. We still got time. Okay, so in the meantime... Forest. We'll draw another card off of that. Okay, Hadama's Claim's not horrible. And let's see. 3. Okay, that does count. Get a copy. Get a copy. Okay, and then... 22. We will get back... oh, get the hybridization. Okay. Proliferate. And we can then... Druneth here? Okay, so it flips. Okay. Let's see, is there anything else we want to blow up? Take out that Zacatl. They do gain some life on that, which is, again, annoying. But at least we prevent that from starting to burst all that mana out to destroy our creatures. And also burning us out. Okay. Geshath is still... ooh, Jurassic. What? Oh, dear. No! Oh, dear. Ugh. Not good. Back to the command zone. So let's see. Well, the good news here is actually we can block here. Both. Actually, no, hold on. Hold on, hold on. We need to block here and block. Oh, Geshath has to deal the combat damage. Okay, so that means let the copy go. Okay. That is a lot of damage. But he is tapped out. So, the good news, though, however, is Iron Scale Hydra doesn't care because if this gets combat damage to it, you prevent that damage and put +1/+1 counters on it. I don't know if our opponent remembers that, though. So we thankfully block Geshath here from doing damage to us. We pump up our Hydras. They go to 15. But the Hydra here did manage to get a little bit of stuff going, so we can draw a card. So see, we're not dead. Okay. In the meantime here, Druneth once again, coming back. Round 4. Otawara. We'll put on top of Druneth here. Okay, we'll draw another card. Okay, and then... let's see here. Pay the 1. Make a copy. Okay, see? We're not too bad right now. We're still rebuilding. Some way, somehow, we're able to survive off of these dinosaurs. I don't know how we're doing it, but some way, somehow, we're hanging in there. That means 10 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So they can't play it just yet. Okay. Make some egg tokens. Opponent's got a lot of life, though. But the Hydras are going to hold down the fort as much as they can. Okay. Make another dinosaur. But they can't really start swinging all willy-nilly. At least not yet. 3 steps ahead, that's actually good too. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see, how do we want to do this here? Put a land counter there. Draw another card. Okay, we can still fight. Timeless Witness. Make a copy of that. Nice. And we can, let's see, what do we want back? The rapid hybridization. That enters. We can get another card back. What do we want here? Experimental Augury. There we go. All right. So far, so good. We're not dead. We definitely have a way of fighting. I guess. Hold on. Roaring Earth. All right. And I think we're good there. No attacks yet. Pass. Phew. Okay. So, we're in a very interesting spot here. Opponent still has to get around her stuff. They're at 58 life. I don't know if we're going to try to smash through all that. We're going to try, though. We can do it with a couple of cards, but I think... Okay, hold on. Tally. We will counter that. Sorry, opponents. You're not getting your big dino. Denied. But, okay. That's off the field. Rapid hybridization can help it, but not by much. Okay. Waterlog Grove. Okay. Start popping up our stuff. Now we really got to start actually swinging here. So we're going to start putting counters specifically on Roaring Earth. Draw a card. Okay, Farseek. Let's dig out another land. All right, we're hanging in there. Got to start pumping up all of our stuff here. But we're going to start also trying to do it with other creatures as well. So, once experimental auger... Oh, that's beautiful. I'll definitely keep that. Okay, so... I think at this point, maybe we can start swinging with... Okay, Hydra Crisis. So our two Hydras here will be the main pieces here. They're going to help us survive the whole fight. Once we can start pumping up with Augury here, then we can really start going nuts with our team. Okay. Opponents, do they play Gishath again? Or is that it for this creature? Have we been able to keep him off the field just enough to actually beat down our opponents? Oh, I also realized, looking at the clock, we're actually going a little bit longer with this game than I thought. I hate to say it, but this might actually be the final match for tonight. Only just because of how long this might take. All depends on our opponent, dude. Okay. Opponent is... Okay, they are really getting all of it in. All of it in. So even if they play Zacatl here, okay. Okay. Up to 66. Ooh. Opponents? Are they going to start using Zacatl's shenanigans? Okay. So in that case then, Experimental Augury. Might as well do it now. Might as well do it now. Okay. Do I just blow? Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. You have to blow it up now. But you have to spend all your mana now. Okay, so they're just blowing up all of our stuff. Okay, it's still on the stack. And I guess we'll get a Pollen Bride Druid. Off the team. They blow up our other one, but that's not a big deal for us. If they swing, though, we still have an option to get around things no matter what. Okay. Reclamation Sage will be nice for later on, but for now, Pollen Bright Druid. And we'll double major this one. There we go. Proliferate. Proliferate again. Now we're talking. Okay, so there's still like not anything I can use the Carnivorous Canopy for, but that's okay. Okay. It's okay. No big deal. Okay, we're really swinging big with this one here. Okay, 14 damage, but still not enough. We still need to keep pumping the team a little bit more. Coddle, Primal Top. Okay. Carnivorous Canopy can't beat that, unfortunately. But... okay. Oh, I realized I probably could have Scavenger Grounds earlier with Coddle here. Okay. Sacrifice the land. Okay, draw a card. Yes, they get to draw a card too, unknowingly. Slip out the back. Doesn't quite do it for us there. Okay. Go down to 6. Okay. Crop rotation. Okay. Is there any way out of this? I guess we will sacrifice a forest. Small price to pay. What land would help us out here? Oh, I guess Karn's Bastion is probably going to be the best option here. Okay. All right, and then I have to phase out Zakat. Okay, I think I have an idea. Okay. No attacks yet. So, while that thing is indestructible and beyond annoying, it's not the worst. We still have ways of defending against it. We have a couple options here. But I don't think I have a way of stopping that thing. At least not with what we have. Oh boy. Oliraptor. Opponents? Opponent. Anything else? Anything else? Dang, I really wish we could use that Carnivorous Canopy, but it being indestructible means it's just... it's not going to work. Otherwise, I guess we could proliferate for now. Still annoying that our opponent can draw cards off of that. 67 cards. We're at 65. I guess it's better than nothing right now. Keep pumping the team. Keep pumping. Up to 8 now. Okay. Oh, and then Curtis, I don't think I was able to squeeze in the Earth Crystal into this one. Maybe I should have put it in there, but maybe a doubling option there for... okay, opponents. Oh, big swing here. Okay, so how do I do this to get out of this one here? Put that out of the way. Okay, so in the meantime here. So Gishath, block here. We block here. The 8/8. Block here so I can reuse it later on. Okay, I guess Polyraptor goes bye-bye. Sun's Avatar. Okay. Ripjaw Raptor there. be close. Did we block everything? Okay. I think we did. If we only had the Cyclonic Rift right now, that would save us a ton. Proliferate one more time. Our only other saving grace here. And... yeah. Did we survive the hit? I think we did. Ugh, just barely. Ooh, that was a lot of stuff we took out. They do get to make an extra copy of Polyraptor, which is annoying, but it's not the worst. Marauding Raptor, okay. Well, I mean, some way, somehow we got around that. Still not ideal. Still phased out, though. So... I feel like I might as well just put down creatures just for value purposes now. There's not really going to be other reasons to have these things. On the other hand, I don't know. Okay, Timeless Witness. So how much damage is that going to be doing? Let's see. 10, 20, 30, 40. Still not enough. Still trying to do the math in my head. Okay. We're running out of time, unfortunately, so I'm going to hopefully maybe keep trying to fight this one. Just barely, though. I also had to give him... I didn't want to actually have to phase it out the way I did, but that saved us from losing. Okay, Gishath coming in again. Ugh. And it does do some damage to its own creature because of Marauding Raptor. Opponents. That's 74 life. But we've managed to turn off their life gain. That was the biggest thing I wanted to do. If we could turn off the life gain, now we have a bit of a better shot here. Do they swing again? Maybe? Okay, so, I mean, even if we don't get the Cyclonic Rift, we have plenty of ways of pumping up our whole team and just making everything big and beefy. So it's not like we're gonna completely lose here. Okay, Rampant Growth. It'd be nicer if we can only get back one of our other creatures there. Okay. Still nothing. We're at a stalemate right now. Our opponent's also in colors that are not very good for wrathing. Well, they technically do have one way of wrathing us, if they have it, but that would also hurt them too. I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they have it in their deck. Oh, big swing again. Okay, opponent wants to end this now. I mean, I understand that, opponents. Let's see. This time we'll proliferate now. Bumping everything. Okay. Block here. 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 This goes bye-bye. Turn it there. Hydra there. Okay. I think that's everything. Now, unless our opponent has trample, we might still be dead. Did we win or did we lose? Tyvar stand. Oh, okay. Okay, opponents. Wow, that's a huge Tyvar stand. Oh. Wow. What? I can't believe that. So they actually managed to get the flare. That's the first time I've seen actually pull off a flare like that. Wow. Not how I was expecting that to go off, but okay, well, our opponent got us there. Again, I ain't going to be mad. Our opponent did a pretty good job there of getting us there. The flare. Okay. I was not expecting that one. But okay. Our opponent managed to pull it off. So, well, again, can't hate on that. It is what it is. So, for now, I think that's going to be ending it for today, everybody. Let's kind of actually take the time still to cover the decks, and let's talk about exactly the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, copy and paste. Simic. How do you think of the deck, everybody? Do you like this deck, and would you play this deck in any way, shape, or form? Truth be told, the budget version wasn't bad, but we didn't really get a chance to see the true potential of it. We had some pretty bad matchups, and it didn't really work out in our favor. But that's okay. I still think the deck has the potential to still go off. You just need a little bit better support. And honestly, this is a kind of a deck that, I hate to say this, but I really feel like the deck actually does a lot better once you actually upgrade it. This is actually a decent base, in my opinion, but we actually didn't get to see just a true potential. The hardest part about the deck, of course, is just sculpting what Druneth is trying to do and trying to get as many copies of other things. But that's difficult to do because realistically, it's all dependent on, again, what you have in your hand versus what Druneth's power is. You can shape and sculpt it what you need to with counters, but again, as you kind of saw, our opponents had no hesitation when it came to blowing up Druneth to make sure he does not go off. Having said that, we did get a bit of success here on the non-budget one. We were able to make copies of certain things in the early going. But of course, if you can snowball in the early going, a lot of mana dorks, and then some of your other stuff that proliferates, then your deck goes off, and most likely your opponent will probably quit before you really have a chance to truly make your deck shine. Even so, that last game that we had, it did go for quite a while. Actually, we had a couple of really lengthy games today, but those lengthy games did show that the deck is very capable of grinding, slowing down opponents, and ensuring we can get our victory. If I had to change this deck again, I probably would put in maybe a couple of other things that would really help us out here. So what's it? There was a couple cards that I realized I might have skipped on that I probably shouldn't have. Hold on. Let's see. I think if I was to pick, Eternal God Ronos probably would be a better card for us because once we start putting counters on things here, Ronos can also double the power of each other creature. So that actually would help us speed up the clock a lot more. That would be at least something I would consider. Other things that I would probably put in would be, what is it now? Let's see. Wait, where's it at? Oh, I think it's, there we go. The Earth Crystal. Curtis, I know you mentioned this earlier. This probably would have been a lot better for us overall. Not only will it make our green spells cheaper to cast, but also we can then put double the amount of +1/+1 counters on stuff. So this probably would be stacked up on top of other things. But the reason why I didn't put it in initially was because I honestly thought at some point we could go off with the much more popular doubling season. Maybe you could squeeze in both into the deck. You probably would have to do a little bit more tweaking. But you did get to see a little bit of, again, how the deck can shine with a couple of tweaks here and there. If I was, again, to try to maybe throw in other things that might help us out, maybe I would probably even drop the Hydra plan. The Hydra plan is not a bad plan, but we really didn't get a chance to truly get most of the value we wanted from it. So maybe I would probably drop Hydras and just probably focus a little bit more on more of the popular or at least stronger things can help us, again, fill out our plan. So if cards like Arasta here can punish opponents for casting their instant sorceries, if we get another copy of it that's non-legendary, we can make a lot of spiders, if you will, or other cards that would help us, again, just legendaries you can kind of make work for you because, again, Druneth's ability turns them into non-legendaries, which means you could really kind of go nuts with legendaries that you can't normally play multiple copies of. So something to consider overall would just be that. So your mileage may vary on that. Thing again, like if you want to like copy things like, you know, Brawl here or copy other things like Flibblethid and just get more value out of it, you totally can do it that way too. There's other couple ways I might be missing it, but let me know, everybody. And if you do like it, again, once I'm done in a few minutes here, we'll throw up again a copy of this into the details so you can check that out for yourself. Now that we're going to be wrapping this up in just a moment, before you go, everybody, one more final thing I do want to say. For those of my True Fire friends who have stuck around this far into the stream, thanks again for your continued support. We'll kind of get a little bit of a sneak peek as to what's to come for the next couple of things. So for the next stream on the weekend, I'm still trying to play around with some other ideas and stuff. There's been a couple of standard decks that have been interesting me, but I don't know if I want to do standard right now. And I know some people have kind of feeling a little meh on standard, at least until we get past the bannings. Unfortunately, though, Vivi and a couple other cards probably will not get banned for another month, so we got to wait it out for a bit more. We should be getting avatar previews soon, so maybe that'll be something we can look to. As far as other decks that I've been trying to build out, we're looking at, again, possibly another Basic League deck coming up soon. I am actually working on a different video for next week, something that I want to talk about, like, I do want to start doing a little bit more on videos that don't always have to be deck techs. So we'll probably just try to do something a little bit more fun with other ideas and other videos. I know I'm speaking very vaguely, but just again, I still want to start doing more non-gameplay, non-deck techs. Just some fun stuff out there. Like when I did my video on why fetch lands are so good, or why I was saying that red is the weakest color. So maybe a video like that I'll probably do for next week's video, just to kind of take a little bit of a break from like completely being over Omenpaths. Like I've been trying with Omenpaths, but they just have these videos have not been firing off as well as say the Final Fantasy ones. Those ones actually got a lot of good views, but this one did not. It's okay though. Otherwise, our other next basically deck that I'm looking at will be Slimefoot here. So this is going to be again another no rares, no mythics, super cheap deck to build. We're still taking time to sculpt this one out. This might come probably at the end of the month, but I think actually we might do another Halloween themed deck on the weekend, maybe like a vampire deck or maybe a werewolf deck we might evaluate. Something fun, but I do want to do at least a couple more Halloween decks before October is over. So stick around for that. Everybody will be coming up with a little bit more on that in the future, and I'll announce it, of course. Most likely it'll be Friday will be the next live stream. But again, I will announce it ahead of time so that way you guys don't miss it. But otherwise, that's going to be it for today, everybody. One more time, again, thanks to everybody who has shown up today to show up and show some support. Shout out to everybody in the chat, though. So Thomas McCurry, again, hopefully, again, your tooth will get better on Friday, my fire friend. Take care of yourself as much as you can. Corrupted Elliot, also, one more time, you have my condolences for your dad's unfortunate passing. Hopefully, again, may he rest in peace. And again, we hopefully can look towards, I guess I would just say, I hope you will be okay. And if you do need me, I'm sure others will be more than happy to support you. Your own family and friends, your loved ones close to you will be there for you as well. Please take care of yourself as much as you can, everybody. Curtis, also, thanks again for joining me again, checking me out and finding that cute little commentary and also the suggestions for the deck. Maybe you might want to take ours for a spin. Maybe you might do better than us. Ion Lucy, again, the Discord link will be in there if you're still in the chat. But as long as, again, you're just doing it for fun, I appreciate that. Again, I can't really pay you for anything if you actually do want something. But if you're doing it just for fun, hey, more power to you. And those of you that I'd see also on the Instagram part of the stream. So again, one more time, Gainy Games and Magic on Fire, thanks again for joining us there. Even if you didn't say anything in the chat, I totally still appreciate you guys just popping in just the same. Anybody else that is watching, whether again it's live on the replay, one more time, thank you to everybody else that I didn't get a chance to name. Appreciate all of you that have joined us today. But that is it for today, everybody. One more time, have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll get a chance to do this again. I'm predicting Friday is going to be our next one. Oh, one more thing. Curtis, just like Quandrix intended from Strixhaven. Oh, Quandrix probably would have been something I would add into that one. Sorry, just had to throw that out there. But I did see that in the chat. But okay, everybody, I got to go. I got to take care of a couple other things. But again, we'll do this again on Friday. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody. Take care wherever you're at. And before we go, as always, I do want to remind you one more time. Just remember that no matter what you do play in the life, always be sure to burn bright. We will see you again on Friday, everybody. Later.